Welcome to Belgro's Funeral Home, where we celebrate life's precious moments. From the moment you enter our doors, you're met with kindness and care. Our reception area is designed to be more than just a waiting room. It is a place of calm, thoughtfully created to ease the weight of grief. In our private conference room, conversations are guided by empathy. Here, our client experience coordinators sit beside you, not just across the table to help plan a service that truly reflects your loved one's story. Whether it's a traditional farewell or a personalized celebration of life, we take time to understand your wishes and offer thoughtful guidance. At the heart of our organization is a dedicated manager who ensures that everything runs smoothly, from the smallest detail to the final farewell. We understand that choosing a casket or a coffin is a deeply personal decision. In our selection, we provide a calm, respectful environment where families can take their time and explore options that reflect their loved one's life, beliefs, and preference. Our spacious chapel is where memories are honored and lives are celebrated, designed with serenity and warmth. It provides a welcoming space for families and friends to come together in reflection and remembrance. For families choosing cremation, we offer on-site professional cremation services in a setting that upholds dignity, peace, and confidentiality. Our crematorium offers a seamless and respectful alternative to traditional burial, giving families flexibility while maintaining the highest standard of care.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, and welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Thursday, the 2nd day of October 2025, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kumbi. This is the day the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it.
Good morning, everyone. I am Natalia Nancis Montrisha, joining Adana here on the day that the Lord has made, that we are rejoicing and being glad in it. All right, to our varying viewers on our platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and 102 on AMPLIA, a very special good morning to you all.
Of course, a special good morning to you, and we made it into October. It is the second day. I was not here yesterday. It was Youth Wednesday, so Natalia would have introduced you to October. And so we have entered the last quarter of 2025. Have you been reflecting on the things that you set forth to do in this year? How you're looking? What is it looking like? What are you doing? What adjustments do you need to make to ensure that your goals are being achieved? Well, we here at Tobago Updates Television intend to improve our content and our quality to you, our loyal and beautiful viewers. So we keep doing that each and every single time. It's because of you why we remain number one here in Tobago, and we thank you so much for your support. I want to say a special shout out to all of you who have been viewing on our Facebook live stream, on our YouTube channel, on AMPLIA 102 and Flow 121 and 130. Thank you guys so much for making us number one. We have a lovely show lined up for you this Thursday morning, but before we get into those conversations, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Thursday, 2nd October 2025. In a media release, the Office of the Chief Secretary acknowledged that the recent public commentary on the Industrial Court's judgment concerning former workers of the Community Partnership Unit. The Office of the Chief Secretary clarified that the Industrial Court ruling regarding former Community Partnership Unit workers has been appealed to the Court of Appeal, with the decision being challenged as unlawful. Emphasizing adherence to good governance and the rule of law, the THA stated it is bound by legal process and cannot comment further, citing the sub judice rule. However, clarity was given that the Office of the Chief Secretary confirmed no agreement to pay millions to former assemblymen. Rather, the consideration of appropriate benefits was initiated in the 44th plenary sitting during a motion which called on the Executive Council to put measures in place to provide support to former assemblymen who were not part of the contributory pension scheme, ensuring their years of service are duly recognized in retirement. Up next, former Energy Minister Stuart Young welcomed U.S. approval for restarting the drug and gas deal between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela, but cautioned the government faces a long road ahead. Young urged full disclosure of the new OFAC license terms, including payment conditions, and highlighted the need to carefully manage Venezuela's response. While acknowledging potential benefits, he criticized the government for past contradictory positions, warning that the unresolved license issues and diplomatic sensitivities could complicate negotiations and further energy security. And in some lighter note, the Shaw Park complex will come alive at 10 a.m. today as 10 young Calypsonians vie for the crown at the 2025 Tobago Junior Calypso Monarch. Following the auditions on September 16th, the top finalists have selected to showcase their talent and creativity on stage. Defending champion Kalia Alfred of Bishop's High School will face strong competition from fellow students across Scarborough Secondary, Signal Hill Secondary, Signal Hill Primary, and Bishop's High School. Good luck to all. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Brianna, for our news there in 90 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the morning where we celebrate with those who are celebrating. It's time for our birthday shout-outs. Do you know this person? I am sure you do. Unless you've been living under a rock, this morning we say happy birthday to a media personnel, a very present media personnel here on the island of Tobago. Miss Elizabeth Williams is celebrating her birthday today, and we say happy birthday to you. We do pray God's blessings upon your life, and we do hope that as you enter into this new season and this new chapter of your life, that you continue to work diligently in all that you do, and we do hope that you enjoy all the blessings that come with celebrating a birthday. So happy birthday to you, Elizabeth Williams, better known as Liz Williams.
Next up, we have Damian DJ Crush Stewart. A happy birthday to you. I see that you're there spinning on your board. I really do hope that the day spins out well for you, just as you do in your job as a DJ. So a happy birthday to you, coming from our Tobago Updates family.
Next up, we do say happy birthday to Jamila Nichols. Jamila Nichols is celebrating a birthday today, and we say happy birthday to you, Jamila. We do hope that as you celebrate your birthday today, you find the peace, the love, and the joy of Almighty God in all that you do. So we say happy birthday to you, coming to you from all of us here at the Tobago Updates family.
Last but not least, we have Shiva Alexander Stewart. A happy birthday to you. Bright smile to end off our birthday segment this morning. So I really do hope that you smile like this throughout the day, that people smile at you so that you can smile back and show them your beautiful smile throughout the day. A happy birthday to you.
And of course, if you are celebrating, even though we do not have your photographs, we join in the celebration with you and remind you to put God first, because He is the sole reason why there's even anything for you to celebrate. Natalia, we are having conversations this Thursday morning here on the morning show. Who are we speaking with this morning?
This morning, we have the pleasure of speaking to Anselm Richards and Deborah Moore Miggins. They are committee members of the Moravian Church. It's their 235th anniversary celebrations. So we join with them in doing so, in their announcements, in their telling us about those celebrations to happen. Next up, we'll have Onika Mars, founder of Women of Substance. Hats Off to Healing, a tea party fundraiser. We'll be hearing a little bit about that. Adana, if you want to drink some tea, you have something coming up this morning. And Chanel Brathwaite will be our last interview for the morning. She's the owner and founder of Peebs Prosperous Hands. She's going to speak to us on our segment in Women in Business.
Of course, and of course, we do want you, our viewers, to be a part of the conversation this morning. Remember, you can leave your comments on our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel at Tobago Updates. We want to hear from you. We want you to be a part of the conversation. If you want to shout out somebody, just say good morning. We will take that too, because remember, it is because of you why we remain relevant. So thank you so much. Up next, and coming up right after the break, we have Anselm Richards and Deborah Moore Miggins. They are in studio this morning and ready to go. But before we get into those conversations, we have to go for a short break, and as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
Let me take you to a place I know, full of magic, full of calypso. Plenty woman, nice and beautiful. This is mass, this is mass. Look, the chalk, them line upon the road.
The road is calling. Tobago Carnival. Neon is coming. Presenting the Mashup King himself, DJ Kai, alongside the voice of the people, Boy Boy. The dynamic duo bringing pure fire to the road. CSI Khaled and Selecta Stefan. And Tobago's own, the People's Champion, DJ Big Youth. This is Neon Night Mass. One road, one rhythm, one experience. Tobago Carnival 2025. We outside.
Rise and shine, Tobago. The breakfast vibes you've been waiting for is here.
When they rum, tell you you's a big dancer.
It's time for Sun Up Tobago, the ultimate breakfast inclusive pool party that kicks off your carnival in style.
We come to take shots. She come to take shots.
Join us on Thursday, October 23rd from 6 a.m. to 12 noon at Scarborough House, 138 Milford Road. Music pumping, breakfast sizzling, coolers flowing, and vibes unmatched. This is where sun, sea, soca, and celebration collides. Get your early bird tickets now at Pablo Supermarkets, Barcode, Lost Restaurant and Launch, Signature Cuts, IslandEtickets.com, and committee members. Don't miss the event where Tobago Carnival truly begins. Sun Up Tobago. Come for the breakfast, stay for the vibe.
Tobago Updates Television recognizes women in business. Every Thursday morning on The Morning Show, we engage with women-owned and operated businesses from right here in Tobago. We'll discover these women, their businesses, what inspired their business, their highs and their lows, and their encouragement to you. Join me, your host, Adana Kambi, this and every Thursday on The Morning Show from 7:40 a.m. as we celebrate and encourage women in business.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
It's a different type of thing down there. Man, we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
put a smile on your face. When you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to our viewers on Tobago Updates. We are here with our first interviewees of the morning. Very excited to tell you a little bit about, what they are here to speak about. I won't give it away just yet. Of course, we know both of these individuals in their professional spaces. However, they come to us as simple community members of the Moravian Church. It is their 235th anniversary. And of course, we want to hear a little bit of the history of the church and what they have in store for us. Because, it is a big number. That is a lot of years. So we're here to speak to them on that said topic. So good morning to Mr. Richards and Mrs. Deborah Mormigans.
Good morning. And thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here. All right. So could you give us a history, just as we have promised our viewers, a history on the Moravian Church?
Okay. So the Moravian Church in the Caribbean started in 1732 in what we now call the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yes.
It was then the Danish Caribbean island. They came on mission work. The focus of the Moravian Church in the region has always been on education, human development, taking care of the less fortunate and more so the slaves. They arrived in Tobago in 1770. So if you do the math from 1770 to now, we are 235.
Right.
And they had settled, the first mission settled at Montgomery, where the church is now, the Montgomery Moravian Church.
Yes.
And I think John Montgomery was the first missionary.
Correct.
Yes. And he was, okay. And they came from what we call now the Czech Republic. The missionary came from there, that part of the world. And they set up missionary work here, established schools, start educating the slave, doing human upliftment work, and that kind of work. So they have a very strong human development presence in the region. Most of the primary school, even the current Bethel Montgomery Primary School, government primary school, was the Moravian school. So that is how rooted the Moravian has been in the community
in Tobago.
Yes. And particularly in Bethel, we have a church in Moriah, Spring Garden, Canaan, Bon Accord, and Bethesda.
Yes.
And they have been doing significant development too. Sister Deborah will give you some.
Basically, yes, what Anselm said was the Moravians came, they established right at where Montgomery is in the year, I have it at
1770.
Okay, in the year 70. And we have been there for do the
1790, yes.
Do the maths, right?
Yes, 1790, yes.
But for the past 235 years, as we said, what is commendable is that it was encouraged by a planter, landowner in Tobago called John Hamilton. We always like to honor for his determination to ensure that the slaves were not only brought Christianity, but that they were taught the rudiments of English language, maths, agriculture, and that is where the Moravians made their greatest mark. They also were prominent in music, development of music. We read where one of the Moravian ministers, he was one of the first to do Handel's whatever, I forget the name of the thing, in the Scarborough Methodist Church or the Scarborough Anglican Church. It is noteworthy too that when the Moravians came, they were the only church catering directly to the slaves. There were other churches here, but they wanted, they wanted to have nothing to do with the slaves. Some of them even protested when the Moravians began or sought to try to educate the slaves. But they persisted, and that is where a lot of us in Tobago, because the first one saw a lot of young black slaves, children, or when they got their freedom, gravitated to the bottom school and the top school in Bethel to get that little piece of education that would enable them to do 1 and 1 is 2. They didn't even know that. So we like to honor that achievement here in Tobago and to commemorate the first landing of Pastor Montgomery. Now, he came with his wife. She died right here She's buried right here. But he went back when he fell ill, and he died in Barbados. But you want to say many people came from Germany, etc. One after the other. As one died, more came, like Stalin saying in Calypso. More come, more. They weren't giving up on the Caribbean message and mission that they were bringing. And Tobago benefited from that. So we are proud to be part of that kind of service to this little island of Tobago.
So we're seeing a lot of history here coming out from the Moravian Church. You mentioned a lot about your presence when slavery was here. So that tells you how far back the Moravian Church has come from. And I just want to commend you all on the service that you have provided for our little island here. Let me just summarize something on what you just said there about the amount of work that you've been doing, is that we are Christian by not just name, but by character, right? And we see that. Thank you very much. We see that coming out of your church, yes, and what you have contributed to the island. Now, you all have given us a lot of history, and we see that, you know, they have a presence on the committee itself. Yes, just by how much they could have given us this morning. So could you all tell us about your role on the committee?
Okay, I am the chair of the 235 or 235th Anniversary Committee. So we are planning a series of events to ensure that we do a very, what do you call it? I don't want to use exciting. Let me tame it. a very exciting and appropriate celebration of this event. 235 years is not 235 days. It's a long history from 1790 to now. And the kinds of work and its missionary work. It started church. The foundation of the church is rooted in missionary work. And missionary work is by definition is about the upliftment of the human being and the human race. And therefore it is fitting for us to celebrate this milestone in an appropriate set of events and so forth. So we'll get to that when Deborah tell you what, after Deborah said what.
Okay, well, I am on the History, Education and Magazine Committee.
Yes.
I'm the co-chair with that veteran, dynamic Brother Whitney Alfred.
Yes.
And we have also been planning along the lines of the history, and promoting more education or more knowledge of where we come from, and more important, where we want to go. And we're doing a magazine, which I'm hoping we will show. The last one we did, we bring in a new one to capture all the events that are taking place. Now, in terms of the History and Education Committee, we are doing a very important forum on the 16th of October. And the Moravian is inclusive. We know that we have touched the lives of several persons in Tobago. So we are asking them to come back and reminisce, come back and share. The topic is the history and impact of the Moravian Church, or the Montgomery Moravian Church, and strategies for re-energizing the church in the new decade, in the coming decade. Now, everybody could relate to a topic like that, even for their own church. We all need re-energizing. So we are asking everybody to come, listen, share your little input so that all we churches could get a guidance or suggestion as to how to grow and develop. Must talk about our three panelists. Dr. Rita Pemberton, she is well known in Tobago too. I don't even think she needs any introduction, but she is a historian attached to the University of the West Indies. I think she's now retired. Then there's Dr. Arthur Joseph, not as well known as her, but a very powerful retired lecturer at that university himself, who dealt with organizational structures and how to make them more responsive to the era in which it is functioning. And then there's a young dynamic minister in the Moravian Church. He's Barbadian, based in Barbados, Reverend Dr. Adrian Smith. And he will also be zoomed in, if that's the word,
He'll be
from Barbados
he'll be zoomed in.
to make he's very dynamic. I've heard him. So he will be making his contribution. That's on the Education Forum. Magazine, we taking photos of anybody who wishes the Moravian well. Not only Moravians. If there are people hearing me out there who either went to a Moravian school or was impacted by a Moravian school, just call me. $300, beautiful photo appearing in the magazine, bringing greetings to the Moravian Church and wishing it all the best for the future. That's so far as the magazine. Can't go no more because I guess we have other committees like the banquet committee. We are doing a banquet where we recognize people who have contributed over the years to the Moravians' growth and the Moravians' dynamism. We have, we just did a retro Sunday, which was very beautiful, in which we went back in time. Imagine what are some of the clothes that the slaves wore when they first took Christianity and walked into the church. They what they had on. And that was really, really humorous. But as I exhorted them, don't just see the humor. Think about the conditions of those slaves wearing those clothes. Reflect on what we wearing now when we go to church. And, you know, do some honoring in your own way of the older ones who came to that point. We had a walkathon. That was also good.
Yes.
And we gotta also have, I think there.
Right. So
give us two more.
Right. So we had the walkathon on the 24th of September.
Okay.
So
Republic Day.
Republic Day. So that was our walkathon, and we had a Moravian market. So the business persons within the Moravian community were able to bring out their businesses at the Montgomery Church and have the church community participating and experience the businesses and so forth. So that was a very telling event. We have the education forum to take place on the 16th of October, and that's the one with Dr. Pemberton and Dr. Adrian and Dr. Joseph. That will be a very learning experience for all who participate, and it will be streamed online. So if you can't make it in the physical sanctuary, you can participate online. So the link will be shared, so that because we want the world to participate in this grand celebratory event.
Right? That will be at 5 o'clock at the church. Still come, because we want to see them in the audience participating.
We prefer you in presence, in person. We have our gala banquet and award ceremony. That is Friday, October the 10th, and that is taking place at Fairways, where we are going to honor members of the church community, you know, those who are here and those who have passed on for their sterling contribution to the growth of this church community over the years, 235 years.
We should refer to the stories, poems, and monologues.
Yes.
That will also be, you know, extraordinary, because Moravian people, very talented. You know, they good at monologues, they're good at speech band, they're good at...
Because we have a speech band this year, extraordinary, and then we have a monologuist.
Hero Conqueror is her name.
Hero Conqueror. And we have a monologue extraordinary in the Pastor Esther Moore Begins. Roberts. Yes, that's a Begins. Roberts, you know. So
but
we have
one of the most important things, is the youth explosion. You don't want to forget that. That is shaping up to be extremely exciting, and we want to blow this out to all people. With young people, it would be faith, as the youth planners tell us, it would be praise and faith and worship. But in between that, we have all the other grand things, including, I think, the date we put it now, we're taking the Montgomery Steel on song.
Yeah, so we put it now because we wanted to choose a day when we'll maximize youth participation, when we have really a Tobago youth explosion across the island in faith and worship, because we know that the youth of the nation is the future of the nation, and we really want them, because young people without a presence of God is trouble. So it's trouble. So we wanted the island youths to be energized by the Holy Spirit. So we have searched, and we have had several planning dates, but we are now anchored in a date, and that date is November the 8th, Saturday, November the 8th, 2025. That will be a 235 temperature event. 235 temperature event.
That is way above boiling point.
Yes, because we want to burn the devil out of Tobago with that experience, that 235 temperature experience.
But don't underestimate the anniversary service.
Yes, our
which
anniversary
will be
on the 12th.
Sunday, 12th October. We are inviting the whole of Tobago.
We have
all
speakers in the church.
persons to come, sit, and give your heart to an event that occurred 235 years ago that impacted all our lives. As I said, you can't come here and cater to the slaves only. We were the only ones catering to the slaves and their education. So every Tobago person had a mother, a grandmother, or somebody who would have gotten a pinch of what you are doing in terms of education.
Right.
Come out and celebrate that. Pay respects to that.
Yes.
John Hamilton is a man we hold dear. Come and just let us come together, reflect on that great history, and move forward.
And for those who may have known Dr. Cotray Jarvis, he would have been the pastor at the Moravian Church in the 80s, I think it was. Yes.
Yeah, the 90s.
The
yeah,
90s, right? And he will be brought back in. He's now in the U.S. Virgin Islands to deliver the word on that day, to really connect 235 years to present, that journey of how the church community evolved and the work that has done and how it has transformed humanity in Tobago by this missionary work.
I think it was the late 80s
yes,
into
in
the early 90s.
All right, so we have heard a lot of our history behind the Moravian Church, and of course the history of our slavery and Tobago on a whole intertwined within that history. And we have a lot more to look forward to for that calendar of events. Before they go, I just want them to share their information, their contact information, in case anyone would want to attend the forum and every other event that is stated on the calendar. So I'll allow Mrs. Miggins to go first, and then Mr. Richards, and then we'll wrap things up.
Okay, my contact is, of course, 797 5005. 797 5005. And don't forget to call me about getting your picture in the magazine.
Of course.
And your sweet little message.
I know, right? Just $300.
Right. My number is 688-5382.
Right,
688-5382. Yes, you can't forget that. That's a really... You see, it have the 3 and the 8 and the 5, the 2 and the 3.
Right.
So we're inside. Right.
So we want to thank you all so much for joining us here this morning on Tobago Updates. It's always a pleasure having you all here. And of course, we look forward to what the Moravian Church has to offer to the community between October and November, because you know they have a lot of events lined up. I encourage you all as our viewers to just share with them in their celebration. 235 years is a lot of years to celebrate, and of course a lot of history to learn about. So we encourage you all to attend. And of course, we do not finish our program in here. We're just getting started. Up next, we can look forward to Onika Mars, founder of Women of Substance. She has a program coming up, Hats Off to Healing, a tea party fundraiser. A lot more to hear from Miss Onika this morning. So before I go, I just want to encourage you all to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
Nirvana, Tobago's premier all-inclusive event for Carnival 2025. Join us for a night of elegance, energy, and unmatched vibes at Fête AMPLIA. Come dressed in your finest island chic white attire and indulge in a premium carnival experience like no other. Experience live performances by Nadia Batson and Sass, Patrice Roberts and the 18 Band, Charles Marshall, Lyrical, Vamanapi, Juby, and many more. Get your tickets now at islandetickets.com. Physical tickets available in Trinidad at SRP on the Avenue, Showaholic, Trin City Mall, Port of Spain, and Center City Mall. Happy's Waterhole, Pleasantville, Avala, Heartland Plaza, in Tobago, Barcode Scarborough, Deltec Distributors, Argyle, Pablo Supermarket Argyle, Jade Monkey Crown Point, Showaholics Lowland, and any committee member. Immerse, illuminate, indulge. Saturday 25th October 2025 from 5 p.m. at the magnificent Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort. Dress code Highland Chic, all white. Nirvana. Fête AMPLIA, where luxury meets rhythm and elegance meets euphoria. Don't just attend, arrive in style.
The road is calling. Tobago Carnival. Neon is coming. Presenting the mashup king himself, DJ Kai, alongside the voice of the people, Boy Boy. The dynamic duo bringing pure fire to the road, CSI Khaled and Selecta Stefan. And Tobago's own, the people's champion, DJ Big Youth. This is Neon Night Mass. One road, one rhythm, one experience. Tobago Carnival 2025. We outside.
Tobago Updates Television recognizes women in business. Every Thursday morning on The Morning Show, we engage with women-owned and operated businesses from right here in Tobago. We'll discover these women, their businesses, what inspired their business, their highs and their lows, and their encouragement to you. Join me, your host, Adana Kambi, this and every Thursday on The Morning Show from 7:40 a.m. as we celebrate and encourage women in business.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. Well, we continue conversations this morning in studio, and we speak with Miss Onika Mars. She is the founder of Women of Substance, an NGO here on the island of Tobago, and we're speaking about something very, very important. This weekend, there is a fundraiser with a difference, and Onika is in studio with us this morning to talk about it. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adana. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Of course, a pleasure having you here with us this morning. And I want to start off by talking about Women of Substance. Tell us a little bit about the NGO, how long you've been around and some of the things you've done.
Okay, so Women of Substance is a non-profit or registered non-profit organization that supports persons affected by domestic violence and abuse. I am a survivor of domestic violence, intimate partner violence, and I was led to birthed this organization in 2017. So we are actually still baby, but we've done a lot of work in schools. We do workshops, we do youth development programs, we do a lot of awareness sessions in schools, and in organizations throughout Tobago and Trinidad by extension.
And I was going to ask, as you mentioned, we're just babies, but I know that you've been doing a lot of work and partnering with, different stakeholders to ensure that, women get the type of support that they need. So just tell us a little bit about some of the workshops, if we could get into that, even one or two perhaps.
Okay, so we've partnered with the U.S. Embassy, one of our major partners, and they would have supported our youth development workshops in the schools. We've also partnered with the British High Commission, also youth development workshops, because we understand that it is important to educate the youth about domestic violence and what it looks like, because the reality, Adana, is these youths, our children, are exposed in a lot of ways to toxic environments, and we want them to know what a healthy relationship looks like and what a toxic relationship look like. We also did a major awareness campaign in Tobago and Trinidad in a couple of years ago, the Purple Bench Domestic Violence Awareness Campaign, where we painted concrete benches purple with domestic violence messaging and contact information. Yeah?
Absolutely amazing. So they're providing the support for young people and, of course, women in general who have had violent relationships and experiences and trying to find a way out. So now we have this event, and I quite like the theme of the event, or the name of the event. It says hats off to healing, which obviously means that there's some room or space created for that level of healing that would come after experiencing some sort of negativity, some sort of toxicity, as you mentioned before. So tell us a little bit about the idea behind the event.
So the idea behind the event is to raise funds, of course, specifically, but also to give persons an opportunity to dress and come out to an event that they could support a worthy cause. And I must say, the event is not specific to women. We are encouraging men to come out because it's about raising awareness. We want persons to be aware of what we do and how important it is to support our cause. We wanted to do a themed event, so that it would stand out in people's mind, and it's an annual event. So we want persons to look forward to attending this event, every year. So we didn't just want to do a tea party. Yeah, we wanted to add a little flair to it. Hence the reason we decided to do Hats Off to Healing. And we want to encourage persons to wear hats, like fascinators or stuff. And it is a healing space, a space where we promote healing and support for persons who are broken.
And what are some of the things you can look forward to when you come to the event? Because I like how you just ended there in terms of providing support for people. What are some of the things you can look forward to when you come to the event?
Okay, without
giving
out too much, because we want persons to come and have the experience. We are going to have a dynamic feature speaker in the person of Apostle Josanne Dyer, right? And she's going to bring that encouragement, so that people know that coming out of a broken relationship, there is something to look forward to. There is healing. Your present situation is not your final destination. Yeah, so you may have experienced, like me, intimate partner violence, but it doesn't mean that you sit there and wallow in pain, right? We have a few giveaways. We have the opportunity to network. Right. Yeah, so we encouraging persons to come out and they would find out what else we are going to be offering.
Right. So we're having a tea party, which is very fancy and is not very common in Tobago. So I want you to tell us a little bit of why you chose a tea party. And there's also a patron of the event. And I know a lot of persons have been asking, what is a patron? So kind of talk us through that part of it.
Okay, so we chose a tea party because we just wanted to do something a bit different. And 2 years ago, we did the event, and the persons were looking forward to come attending the event on an annual basis. We chose a patron because I remember in 2019, when I received the national award, gold medal, I was the patron of an event in Trinidad, right? The Military Women Association. And it was interesting, right? So I decided, you know what, with my board, we decided to add a patron to our event, to add a little pump and flair, right? It gives the event a bit more status. And, you know, having that person who is, our patron is very, very laid back, but well respected and an honorable person in the person of Ms. Takiana Ned Augustine, the wife of the Chief Secretary of Tobago, sorry. So the patron is just to add that, as I said, that additional status to the event.
It sounds really, 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 really cutesy. It sounds really, really, you know, as you said, she's laid back, but the event just sounds so indulging and engaging. I feel as if there will be like an intimate type of thing happening there, and I'm kind of already excited to be there. So let's talk about the actual event date, time, place. Where do we get tickets? How much we pay for tickets?
Okay, so the event is going to be held at Shore Park Cultural Complex. And it takes place this Saturday, 4th October at 5 p.m. And tickets are only $250. And persons can access tickets through calling 485-9534. And we still have tickets in hand. So we're encouraging people to reach out to us, support a worthy cause. There might be people who, you know, who are thinking, you know what, I would want a ticket, but how do I may be located in Charlottesville and I'm not coming to Scarborough today or tomorrow. Call me and we'll make the necessary arrangement. We could set up a bank transfer because we have our banking information that I could share so persons could do online payments and collect their tickets when they come to the event on Saturday, God's willing. What I want to state categorically is that we do not have walk-ins where, you know, people just show up and expect to enter because it is a catered event. So we want to ensure that we have an idea of how many people are coming so that they can be well served.
So you hear that, viewers, this morning. That event is taking place this Saturday. And if you want the opportunity to have that experience, ensure you have your ticket in hand or that you have made arrangements to collect your ticket or to have your name listed. You have to make those arrangements. And I'm thinking that this event is going to be so amazing. It's something different. Onika, I must give you kudos for coming up with that idea, the theme, and of course, you know, just the idea of creating a space where people can let their hair down, and it's not just for women. That's what I like about the event most, if not anything else. It's not just for women. It's literally for friends who want to, as you mentioned before, support the worthy cause, support people who have gone through and are going through, and they're looking for that lifeline, that hope, you know. So come and support somebody who has gone through the most and they need a helping hand. It takes money, you know, these things cost, you know, when you want to lend that support and you want to have these workshops, it's not for free. We have to pay. And so we do hope that we have the support this Saturday. So Nika, in closing, just share your last remarks with our viewers this morning.
Right. So what I want to do is say to the viewers, ensure that you wear something purple. So the dress code, it's elegantly casual. It's not formal, it's not semi-formal, it's elegantly casual, and it's different shades of purple. I know some persons are have said to me, I don't have anything purple in my wardrobe. If you don't make it ISU. Pay for your ticket and come through, you know. Let's have fun together. And, you know, it's a great opportunity to network and find out more about Women of Substance, find out more about what we do, find out more about domestic violence and abuse, which is an issue in Tobago and by extension Trinidad. You may not be the person experiencing abuse, but rest assured, you must know somebody in your community who is a victim or a survivor. So we encourage persons to come out and support a worthy cause. If you cannot make it to the event, still send your $250. We appreciate and, we look forward to a wonderful time on Saturday, God's willing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking with Onika Ma. She is the founder of Women of Substance, and the fundraiser event this weekend, Hats Off to Healing, is taking place at the Shore Park Complex from 5 p.m. $250 for a wonderful, wonderful experience. Ensure to get your tickets early as there are limited spots remaining. We have to go for a short break, but before we go, remember the photo of the day. Did I mention to you? Can you guess where in Tobago this photo was taken? Yes, this is beautiful, beautiful Tobago. Can you figure out where this photo was taken? It was sent in by Troy Andrews. Thank you, Troy Andrews, for sending in this photo for us. When we come back from the break, I'm hoping you are able to see where this photo was taken from. In the meantime, and up next, we have waiting for us to have our next conversation is Miss Chanel Braffett. She is up next and ready to have her chat with me this morning. So do stay with us, viewers, as we go for a short break, and we invite you to help us. Share the live. Share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Let me take you to a place I know, full of magic, full of calypso. Plenty woman, nice and beautiful. This is mass, this is mass. Look, the truck, them line up on the road. Holy
As essentially the main catalyst which drove Frenzy Mass. I mean, all of us would have do a lot of things together, and this was just the next step now, evolution. We lime, we party, so why don't we take all of that and bring it into Tobago, into a form of mass where we could go and gallivant and do the same thing where other people could see what we do it on a bigger stage.
But at this point in time, I think Frenzy is important to me, so I decided to put some energies there. It's our first year Tobago Carnival, we now partner with Iconic Mass, and it's our first time, so I felt like, just see, come and really stamp your name and make that presence from the mass side of things. So guys, if I Frenzy Mass, really excited for Tobago this year.
Love to see the girl bend over. Arch your back, me girl. Arch your back, arch your back. Start to arch it. Slack me girl. Arch your back, arch your back.
Say 1, 2, tie up your shoe. 3, 4, bend back more. 5, 6, no time for tricks. Wine like you're feeling twisted, so I want you bend. Bend like you forget to cream your leg. Hold on by your ankle them. Not just you, girl, you want your freak, you want your bread.
Ride me girl and wine,
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Tobago Updates Television recognizes women in business. Every Thursday morning on The Morning Show, we engage with women-owned and operated businesses from right here in Tobago. We'll discover these women, their businesses, what inspired their business, their highs and their lows, and their encouragement to you. Join me, your host, Adana Kambi, this and every Thursday on The Morning Show from 7:40 a.m. as we celebrate and encourage women in business. Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. Well, we are in the Women in Business segment, and this morning I'm so happy to introduce you to Miss Chanel Braffett, and she is the owner and founder of Peb's Prosperous Hands. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here this morning.
Of course, a pleasure having you here in studio with us this morning. Every time I get to sit on this chair and talk to a woman in business in Tobago, it brings me such joy and pleasure, because I know that being in business first and foremost is a struggle, because the struggle is real. And also being a woman, having so many responsibilities in the home, the workplace, that goes with that as well. So I want to get straight into your business. It's called Peb's Prosperous Hands. So tell us a little bit about your business.
All right. So Peb's Prosperous Hands is a local seasoning and agro-processing business located here on the island of Tobago. We cultivate a wide range of produce, mainly seasoning. From our produce, we cultivate our very own Bago flavor green seasoning and pepper sauce. And we also create seasoning packs. Peb's Prosperous Hands was launched in 2021. We seek to not just earn another stream of income, but we also seek to impact, to educate, and to share our experiences with persons. We do collaborations with NGOs to push food security on the island of Tobago. We also seek to do collaborations with schools to enhance the impact and the knowledge of agriculture in the school systems.
So how did you start this business? Because, I mean, in 2021, that's just coming out of COVID. You know, and I know a lot of persons started some businesses there. Some of them are still ongoing. Some of them they drop them off in the end. But how did you come up with this business idea, and you're still here, and you have so many, like your vision is so wide for the business? So tell us a little bit about that.
All right. Well, for me, I'm from a family where agriculture is at the forefront. And I've always been an ambitious, hardworking, high achiever individual. And I remembered after leaving high school, I wanted to study and do a whole lot more, right? I had so much big goals, dreams, aspirations. And one stream of income couldn't just do it for me. So at that point in time, I said, God, what can I do? What do I have in my hand that I could do to earn that second stream of income? And immediately, he said to me in prayer, do the farming. And I was like, farming? I was like, oh no, not that farming. Because I know how hard it is, to get up early in the morning, late nights, how hard it is farming on a whole. But, I decided that this is where I need to go. And as I journeyed, I started off really small. And as I started and I kept going, I realized that there is a problem on the island of Tobago in relation to food security. And I am someone, I always try to find a solution. So I am like, okay, if there's a food shortages, most times you will see business places have to go to Trinidad to get items here for their businesses, whether it's their vegetable store, the restaurants or whatever, right? They have to go to Trinidad to get the items. I'm like, no, why can't we do that right here in Tobago? Why can't Tobago feed itself and then even export? And, that kept me going. It has not been an easy journey. I've been faced with so many challenges. My greatest challenge would have been accessing funding and resources, as well as a female being in a male-dominant industry. I faced so many skepticism, and I even had to work twice as hard just to prove myself. Right. But, those challenges didn't overwhelm me. They didn't limit me. They didn't make me feel like, I'm not good enough for this. I kept going. I, networked with local farming groups. I also gain funding through business grants. And I also sorted mentorship from various farmers throughout the world, and not just in Tobago, not just in Trinidad, but Guyana, Grenada, Barbados, all over the world. Yeah, just for me to be able to have that insight. The vision for PEBS is really big. This is just the beginning, and I look forward to what God is about to do for this business. The other challenges I would say that are faced along the way would have been climate change and pest, right? Every year annually, farmers throughout the world, Trinidad and Tobago, during periods from like August to December, they usually complain about the heavy rainfall, how it affect their crops, etc. So that has been something that we had to adopt to sustainable farming practices, and also to be able to navigate or to mitigate these risks, right? Apart from that, I cannot sit here and say it has been a walk in the park. For me, there has been some limitations, setback, delays, no's, closed doors, but that didn't stop me, because I know that to everything there is a season, and I know that as long as you keep going, as long as you keep growing, as long as you keep seeking, at the right time and at the right season, the doors will swing right open for you to be able to do what you have to do and walk in the fullness, so that purpose can be fulfilled, not just to impact myself or my family, but to impact my community and by extension the country of Trinidad and Tobago.
You left me with no questions to ask, because I'm thinking, okay, so I need to ask about your challenges, how you overcame them. And here you are, sharing your heart with all of Trinidad and Tobago and all of our viewers this morning in terms of ensuring that your business remains viable, sustainable, and relatable. And I understand the struggle and the demands, and you seem to be very, very committed. What is that thing that gave you the drive, even when you had all of those challenges that you had to face and overcome? What was the thing that kept you going, that said, even though this door is shut, even though this person told me no, even though I don't have the money, even though there are so many things, what kept you going to ensure that you were able to bring PEBS to where it is and to continue to have a vision that is bigger than yourself?
Wow. I will firstly say God. It's His grace and His strength and His wisdom that keeps me going on a daily basis. Even through the challenging times, He kept me. As well as I'm very passionate about farming. It's not something I do just for the money or just to say that I have a business. I'm very passionate. And one thing that really keeps me going is that I want to be able to see things manifest. As a child growing up, I've heard so many stories where Tobago was once the breadbasket of the Caribbean. I want to see that story manifest or become a reality again, where we are able now to, to see Tobago bloom or to see the agriculture sector take off on a different level, right? And that keeps me going. I believe, in my heart, that this is a season of preparation for us here on the island of Tobago, where we'll have to prepare for the times that are ahead of us. There are going to be seasons of food shortages and food wars, and this is the moment that we begin to prepare, and that is what keeps me. That's what gives me my drive to keep going, to know that I am going to be one of the agro-processors or one of the farmers that will help to contribute to food security and food sovereignty on the island of Tobago. And my heart has always been for the people, has always been for Tobago, and that keeps me going along with God.
Wow, that is a lot. And I like the fact that you have that tunnel vision. It's like you know exactly what you want, and you are going to do that which you need to do to ensure that and it's so selfless. Sometimes people get into business because, as you said, the second income stream at the end of the day, when you get into business, is to make money, right? Mm-hmm. That's one of the main things. But here you are talking about ensuring other people benefit from what you are doing and ensuring that you give them quality produce. And talking about quality produce, now I'm looking at these two bottles that are in front of you right now, and this seasoning is looking so rich. And we were mentioning offsets. Sometimes when I go to the supermarket, sometimes when you see the seasonings, it's not as rich as this. Tell us about your process. How do you process and, produce and package your items?
All right, so first let me say that here at Pep's Prosperous Hands, this is just two of our products that we currently offer. Our Tobago flavor green butter seasoning. So this is the best seasoning on the island of Tobago. Not because it's my product, but because it really is so. And the pepper sauce as well. It's a newly launched product. We recently launched this product about 2 to 3 months ago. So this is now making its way into shops and mini marts, etc. But our process is pretty much simple. Straight from Pep's farm to our kitchen and then to your household, right? We basically harvest everything straight from our farm. Even if we don't have a specific ingredient from our farm, we try to outsource it locally here on the island of Tobago. First, that's first preference for all of my demands, right? We wash, we clean, we blend, and we just pour everything into our butter, and we just say, seal our butter straight from our kitchen to the shelves, and then to your table. Yes, it's a farm-to-table experience right here in Tobago.
Absolutely. And you know, in closing, Chanel, if there's a woman out there who is either in business and struggling, or a woman wanting to get into business but thinking about all the challenges, what would you say to her to encourage her to do that thing, get into that business, just start?
All right. So for me, what I would say is start where you are, right? Don't overthink. Don't allow fear to cripple you. Don't allow other persons that you may see on the left, the right, the back, and the front of you to make you feel like, you know, you can't achieve greatness or you can't do it. Start where you are. Believe in yourself, firstly. Believe in the vision that you have for whatever business idea that you have that you want to launch. And after you have done all of that, you have to apply yourself. You have to be persistent. You have to be dedicated. The challenges will come. But when the challenges come, you can't allow yourself to be pushed in a corner or to say, I'm going to give up. No, I believe that, you know, there's this famous quote I love by Oprah Winfrey that says, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you have been. You know, you have the ability to triumph. So, you know, always surround yourself with positive things, supportive people, and just allow God to guide you, allow Him to give you the strength, the grace, and the wisdom in all that you do. Because a lot of times you see persons start businesses, but, you know, they tend to fall off, and that's because they don't have, you know, that ground structure, that foundation that will keep them going. And know that it won't happen overnight. You know, you're going to take years, sometimes months before you can see your reward. But just keep going and keep your eyes on the prize, and just know that your best is yet to come.
You heard it here first. Of viewers, your best is yet to come. Just keep going at your goals and you can do great and marvelous things. So if you are a woman in business, keep going, keep pressing, and keep looking for that ultimate goal, which is, of course, to succeed. Remember, success is not a destination, it is a journey. So you have to keep at it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our photo of the day. Did you guess where our photo of the day was taken from? Our photo of the day today was sent in this morning by Troy Andrews. Troy Andrews sent in our photo of the day. Did you guess it? And based on our viewers this morning, I am seeing that Newton George did not take any time. He didn't waste any time. Yes, this photo was taken at the Palatuvia Lookout. Palatuvia Lookout. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Tobago. Thank you so much, viewers, for being here with us this morning and for leaving your comments on our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel at Tobago Updates. Well, this is where we have to end the morning show, but it's not where we end our programming. We head on over to GMT, which is Good Morning Tobago. And as we do, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. Stay with us.
Screenings are coming to Tobago in the month of October. Persons of all ages in need of hearing tests are invited to go to the Roxborough Hospital on October 7th or stop in at the Scarborough Public Library at the Ann Mitchell Auditorium on October 8th or October 9th. Services are available from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. This 3-day clinical initiative is a collaborative one among the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, the Tobago Regional Health Authority, and the Trinidad and Tobago Association for the Hearing Impaired, TAHI.
The 3 clinical sessions offered are all walk-in. There aren't any prerequisite. You could walk in and you will be attended. If attendance cannot be given at that point in time, an appointment will be given for further assessment. The services being provided at these are diagnostic hearing screening, neonatal hearing screening, services of hearing aid, batteries, dry fit, any other services.
Hearing screening is absolutely important in the population. If you screen them early and you get to understand why they have lost their hearing, you can intervene before it goes into full deafness. The last time this was done, we recognized that it was really oversubscribed. A lot of elderly people qualified for hearing aids. So we have to now move beyond that and be able to have this collaboration ongoing. We also have a lot of kids are waiting for hearing screening, and most of these kids are placed on a waiting list for service in Trinidad. So now we'll be able to take care of all of that, and we'll be able to screen and intervene in as much of the elderly as we can and make sure that they get the necessary hearing apparatus.
For more information about this upcoming service, call TAHI's main office in Trinidad at 623-0612 or 787-8045.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
I want to start by sincerely thanking the members of the Baby Friendly Hospital Initiative for the hard work that you guys have put in place to allow us to have the kind of accreditation that we now have.
These boxes contain essential items for babies, giving every child a good start. Ladies and gentlemen, I am elated to be part of this beneficial move.
So tell me, how will this baby box help you?
It will help in a lot because of the stuff inside of it. For instance, the manual pump. You could put it in and walk with it. And the bag, you could open it out and put the baby in it to change. So it's a very good idea, and I'm very thankful for it.
Well, I think the baby box in general will benefit all new moms, but for me in particular, I like the aspect of the breast pump because I personally want to breastfeed for a long time. So that's actually my favorite item in the box, but everything else I think would be useful, from the clothes and all the other goodies that was given today.
The box would assist my family and I, first of all, the basic needs that baby would need. The one thing I'm actually grateful for is the breast pump, because I was about to purchase one. Since I'm exclusively breastfeeding, I want that the father and other family members to be a part of my journey. And I know that this is breastfeeding month. It is, yes it is.
Today's launch and unveiling are steps in the right direction.
We start by the mummies and the daddies giving birth in a baby-friendly facility. And then we send you home with a little bit more support.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Good morning, Tobago, right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And guys, you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting topics and conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. With a media release, the Office of the Chief Secretary acknowledged the recent public commentary on the Industrial Court's judgment concerning former workers of the Community Partnership Unit. The Office of the Chief Secretary clarified that the Industrial Court ruling regarding former Community Partnership Unit workers has been appealed to the Court of Appeal, with the decision being challenged as unlawful. Emphasizing adherence to good governance and the rule of law, the THA stated it is bound by the legal process and cannot comment further, citing the sub judice rule. However, clarity was given that the Office of the Chief Secretary confirmed no agreement to pay millions to former assemblymen. Rather, the consideration of appropriate benefits was initiated in the 44th sitting during a motion which called on the Executive Council to put measures in place to provide support to former assemblymen who were not part of the contributory pension scheme, ensuring their years of service are duly recognized in retirement. Additionally, the Shore Park complex will come alive at 10 a.m. this morning as 10 young Calypsonians vie for the crown at the 2025 Tobago Junior Calypso Monarch. Following the auditions on September 16th, the top finalists have been selected to showcase their talent and creativity on stage. Defending champion Kalia Alfred of Bishop's High School will face strong competition from fellow students across Scarborough Secondary, Signan Hill Secondary, Signan Hill Primary, and Bishop's High. And finally, former Minister of Energy Stuart Young welcomed U.S. approval for the restarting of the Dragon gas deal between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela, but cautioned that the government faces a long road ahead. Young urged full disclosure to the new OFAC license terms, including payment conditions, and highlighted the need for careful management of Venezuela's response. While acknowledging potential benefits, he criticized the government for past contradictory positions, warning that unresolved licensing issues and diplomatic sensitivities could complicate negotiations and future energy security. And that was our news in 90 seconds. Guys, we go to a quick break right here and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear. Do more, live more. Do more, live more. Oh.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Live more.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
Rise and shine, Tobago. The breakfast vibes you've been waiting for is here.
When it rum, tell you you's a big dancer.
It's time for Sun Up Tobago, the ultimate breakfast inclusive cooler party that kicks off your carnival in style.
We come to take shots. She come to take shots.
Join us on Thursday, October 23rd from 6 a.m. to 12 noon at Scarborough House, 138 Milford Road. Music pumping, breakfast sizzling, coolers flowing, and vibes unmatched. This is where sun, sea, soca, and celebration collides. Get your early bird tickets now at Pablo Supermarkets, Barcode, Lost Restaurant and Launch, Signature Cuts, IslandEtickets.com, and committee members. Don't miss the event where Tobago Carnival truly begins. Sun Up Tobago. Come for the breakfast, stay for the vibe.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches.
October 25th, Carolina Point Resort, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets, $400. Early bird tickets, $350 till September 15th. So pack your coolers, no blast bottles except bubblies and wine. Tickets include food, a drink, and non-stop vibes. Get your level up tickets on Island E-Tickets and outlets now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. This morning I am in studio, and just as you've seen there in that quick ad, I'm chatting with Miss Christy Jada Yasmin CPU, and we're talking about the event Big People Cooler Brunch. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Well, thanks for having me. Good morning.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here this morning. Tell us a bit about this event, Big People Cooler Brunch. At first instance, it comes across as something that is for an older demographic or a more mature audience. Tell us about it.
Well, okay, the first thing I want to clear up is the misconception that the level of 60 plus means you have to be 60 to attend. That is actually the name of a club and association of persons of a certain age. I would like to say between 45 to 65 who decided to make a club because they like to learn, they like to have fun. You don't want to party with your children. If you're a teacher, you don't want to party with your students. It's just a different dynamic. So it's not for retirees to say, well, you have to be 60 to attend. That's the first thing I want to clarify.
Excellent. And so tell us about the type of music that should be experienced at this brunch. What's the time that the event is starting, and what can people really expect to get out of this event?
Okay, well, it's going to start at 10 a.m. because it's a day event, 10 to 5. And it's like your long time soca parties. When you go, you listen to a certain type of music, fun vibes, just like your old school vibes then. But carnival theme is soca. We're having a live rhythm section, and we have seasoned DJs who have been playing for years, veterans in the game. They will be playing the music.
Right, and this is happening at the Carolina Point Resort. Tell us where that is and why this is the particular chosen location for this event.
It's a very beautiful place that a lot of Tobagonians don't know about. It is located in Pigeon Point. So if you're heading to Crown Point, there's that little roundabout in the middle where you can swing to go to Swallows and to Pigeon Point. So you pass like the Pasta Gallery and all those little bars and shops there. And then there is a station, a Tiantec station, and just after that there's a private road. It actually says Carolina Point, so it's opposite Crusoe's village, the wooden village on this side, and the private property on that side is just a resort, gardens everywhere, flowers, plants everywhere. That is the ambience you want to set.
Excellent. And this is a brunch event. It's an all-inclusive event.
It's not an all-inclusive event. It's a food-inclusive event. But along with the food, you will be served drinks, right? So the drinks are not for sale. It is included in your ticket. We don't have any alcohol on sale. You can buy chaser, you can buy ice, you can walk with your cooler as it says, because it's a cooler lime. No glass bottles as the ad says, unless it's wine or champagne. But you will be getting alcohol-based beverages, but it's not for sale. It's included in your ticket price.
Excellent. So those are the complimentary drinks
yes,
that
the
come
complimentary
with
drinks.
your food. Right. And tell us a bit about why it's important for promoters like yourself to cater for this mature audience.
Because as I like to call it young at heart. Age is just a number. I don't want people to feel that because you are now 50 or you are now 55 and your daughter or your son are they're in the 20s and they're out and liming that you have to park up basically. Once you're fit and you're ready and you want to be out and liming and having fun, you should be able to do so.
Right.
And all the events cater for a certain demographic, let's be honest. Most of the fests you go to, it's a certain type of music and a certain age bracket. So I want people to be able to know, listen, you could come and hear the kind of music that you like, eat the kind of food you like, network, make friends, you know, and don't have to worry about, as I say, as a teacher, your student in the corner or your son or your daughter in the corner. You know, you could just lime and be yourself.
Excellent. And, you know, when it comes to the price of the tickets are $400, but you have early bird special for $350.
Yes,
Tell us a
we
bit about
do. It was supposed to be till the 15th of September, but most persons get paid on a month end, so we decided to extend it until the 6th of October. So persons can still get the $350 deal if they purchase tickets now.
Excellent. And, you know, just remind persons where they can go to get those tickets if they are interested.
Sure. They can get them at Barcode, Jade Monkey. There's Leander's Bar on the Esplanade. They can get it there. There's Anchor Bar. There are 2 outlets in Lambo, Good Timers 2.0, and there's also K&D Mini Mart in River Road, Lambo. In Crown Point, where After Hours Bar used to be by the airport, is now G's Hotspot. They can get tickets there. They can get tickets on Island E. Yeah, and also at G's Lounge in Canaan, which is right next to Stumpy's.
Excellent. And finally, as we round off our discussion this morning, what is the dress code for this type of event? What can persons expect to come out wearing to enjoy at the Big
like
People brunch?
I like that question. We want it to be comfortable because it's a garden setting, it's a day party. You will be dancing, you will be eating and drinking, so we want you to feel free. Don't wear anything restricted, sundresses, if you want to wear shorts with a nice top. But, you know, we want to have a certain standard. Although it's carnival time and it's Juve morning, well, Juve will be ending at that time. We still want to maintain a standard to set for the years to come. So anything comfortable, sundresses, anything flowy, anything cool, anything beautiful looking.
Anything that is appropriate for brunch within a nice garden-like setting. So,
nothing to keep your skin hot.
Right, with nice florals and bright colors.
Because you will be surrounded by flora and fauna.
Excellent. Yes. I want to thank you so much for being here this morning. And again, we want to remind people that the Big People Cooler Brunch is happening on October the 25th, and that's at 10 a.m. That's right after the Juve events are finished. If you're not participating in Juve and you're looking for something to do, this might be the event for you. Or if you are and you're looking for something to do right after that, you might be one of those persons going from event to event to event, no stopping this carnival, then this might be for you. So As she indicated, there are a number of ticket outlets that you can go to get those tickets. You can get it at Island E-Ticketing, Jade Monkey, G's Hotspot at the airport in Crown Point. There's Anchor Bar, Barcode, Good Timers in Lambo. Good Times.
Yes, we also have tickets available at the Fairways. We just recently have tickets there.
Excellent. And if you are in Trinidad, you can get those tickets where?
Well, that's why we suggest Island E.
Okay, yeah. Excellent. Right. And so guys, this is if you want to be a part of this event, you know where you can get your tickets. Now is the time to do so because you still have that early bird special going straight up until the 6th of October. So you want to get your tickets now. Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
Tobago, come join us on Carnival Saturday. Jada K Music presents Level Up 6 State Plus. Big People Cooler Brunch. Level up your taste with authentic Trinbagonian flavors. Level up your vibe with a live rhythm section and top DJs. October 25th, Carolina Point Resort, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets, $400. Early bird tickets, $350 till September 15th. So pack your coolers, no glass bottles except bubblies and wine. Tickets include food, a drink, and non-stop vibes. Get your Level Up tickets on Island E-Tickets and outlets now.
I want to go big people party, make the music take over me. Wake up and hear my neighbor, 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun, we are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. Girl, roll up your waist, show me that wine. Turn around, girl, don't be shy. Hello.
Nirvana, Tobago's premier all-inclusive event for Carnival 2025.
About the way you blow my mind. Hold me tight and wave your hands to the sky like so. Just look at the person next to you and say welcome to
Join us for a night of elegance, energy, and unmatched vibes at Fête AMPLIA. Come dressed in your finest island chic white attire and indulge in a premium carnival experience like no other. Experience live performances by Nadia Batson and Sass, Patrice Roberts and the 18 Band, Shawn Marshall, Lyrical, Ramonapi, Juby, and many more. Get your tickets now at islandetickets.com. Physical tickets available in Trinidad at SIP on the Avenue, Showaholic, Trin City Mall, Port of Spain, and Center City Mall. Happy's Waterhole, Pleasantville, Avala, Heartland Plaza, in Tobago, Barcode Scarborough, Deltec Distributors, Argyle, Pablo Supermarket Argyle, Jade Monkey Crown Point, Showaholics Lowland, and any committee member. Immerse, illuminate, indulge. Saturday 25th October 2025 from 5 p.m. at the magnificent Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort. Dress code Highland Chic, all white. Nirvana. Fête AMPLIA, where luxury meets rhythm and elegance meets euphoria. Don't just attend, arrive in style.
Presenting the Mashup King himself, DJ Kai, alongside the voice of the people, Boy Boy, the dynamic duo bringing pure fire to the road. CSI Khaled and Selecta Stefan. And Tobago's own, the people's champion, DJ Big Youth. This is Neon Night Mass. One road, one rhythm, one experience. Tobago Carnival 2025. We outside.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions, powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
Courts is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Courts Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Courts Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago, so it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
The buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates, guys. This morning we are talking about all that's happening with water management here on the island of Tobago. And to have that conversation with me this morning, I have the privilege of sitting and chatting in studio with Mr. Brian Williams, who is the head of the Tobago region at WASA, as well as Giselle Webster, who is the manager of regional administration. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, and thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Now, recently we saw the Chief Secretary calling for an emergency meeting with WASA due to, that low water distribution on the island, particularly on the western and southwestern side of the island. Tell us about what has happened since that call for that emergency meeting. Did you have that conversation? And out of that conversation, what has come out of that conversation?
All right. Thank you. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning. Thank you for having us. The need for the conversation, as you're starting a little further back, the need for the conversation arose from some challenges we have had, especially over the month of September, from an operational standpoint. The challenges have been exacerbated by the fact that the rainfall that we experienced in September is way below what was expected and the average for the month. So this resulted in the diminished volume to transmit, distribute, and some challenges on the operational side with respect to broken mains and equipment unavailability. The internal challenges have since been rectified, remedied, and we are currently running some schedules to get back up to speed. The meeting that was held yesterday was quite successful, and at the end of the meeting, we had a outreach, we had a press conference at the Colon River, where we would have explained and given visual representation through the independent media houses of water that we don't have. Right? At this time of year, it is uncharacteristic for the flows at the surface sources to be where they are. The conversation, while it centers around the Colon water treatment plant, is by no means limited to only the Colon water treatment plant. Colon serves 1/3 of the 20%, 1/5 of the population of Tobago, 16,000 people in that densely populated southwest region. Additionally, we have critical infrastructure, the airport, we have health centers, and the hotel sector. So the consequences of the absence of supply were unbelievably marked. The expectation and the intention of coming out of the interaction yesterday, a number of initiatives have been embarked upon, both operationally and from a customer care communication side. So I will speak to you on some of the operational issues, and Ms. Webster will speak to the communication side.
Right, and Ms. Webster, tell us a bit about when it comes to some of the major players on the island, particularly as it pertains to tourism. We heard from the minority leader that he overheard a conversation of someone who was staying at a hotel and spoke about the fact that there was no water at the hotel. How do we treat with these major economic players, specifically in the tourism industry, when it comes to having those instances of major water shortage on the island?
What we usually do is that we have a very good relationship with all our hoteliers, and we channel that through, especially through the Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association. We have liaised with them, and some of the technical officers also check their tanks and also have one-on-one discussion, and we have that relationship ongoing with the stakeholders, those tourism stakeholders, as it relates to the Tobago element. We also have on the customer response side, we also have the customer response unit. They usually engage with customers, they're on the floor, and they could call customers whether they need a chop-borne supply, as it respect to when schedules are usually failed. If persons as well, they can also reach out to the call center, which is 639-6850, 639-6853, or 639 WASA, and they are afforded a free chop-borne supply.
Right. So in these type of situations, you would expect that the top level management at the hotels will make an immediate call to WASA to get that truck-borne water supply to come fill in the tanks, because I mean, this is a situation that you don't want to happen at all. You know, we don't want to be embarrassing the island, right? Even as it pertains to some of the projects that WASA had on the cards, there was the desilting of the Roxborough Dam, Hillsborough Dam, sorry, and those other projects that were carded for Charlottesville. Are those things still on the cards now that there has been a shift in administrative policy direction because of the new administration at the central government level?
The need for these projects, a lot of research went into them, and they were guided by needs analysis and a number of different elements. All these projects are still on the table, right? The challenge that we have at this point, well, you know, we are the edge of the budget, and once the projects have been identified, and once the financial year starts moving, it is expected that a number of projects are ongoing. For example, the Goldsboro Water Treatment Plant that is carded to be completed next year. And there are a number of initiatives, pipeline and treatment and upgrade programs that are expected to kick off and run during the course of the year to bring relief in a sustainable way. For example, the Hillsborough Dam, right? It is in the up and coming financial year. It is expected that works will commence to upgrade the facility by the construction of a totally new treatment plant. 2, the transmission line that leaves the plant and crosses the cross-country 12-inch line is expected to be. It's also included for changing and upgrading in size. For starters, there are a number of initiatives that are geared at improving and optimizing the existing infrastructure to ensure that we can capitalize and maximize on our abstraction on the processes from raw water abstraction to treated water transmission/distribution. Additionally, there are a number of key pipelines that are on the table in the works to be done. As an example, there is the intention is to upgrade the transmission capability to ensure that we can move water around between different systems, because Tobago is configured like that. We have a number of discrete, the Corland system, the Hillsborough system, the Richmond system. And in the past, one of the challenges that exists is that we might have one system with a lot of water, Richmond usually does, and a neighboring system where there is water staff, but the transmission infrastructure to move it from this system to the next was not in place, and that process is well on the way, and it continues and will continue in the up and coming finance 2025-26. And one of the expected outcomes is the ability to mass transfer water from as far as Goldsboro to as far as Crown Point, as an example.
Right. And I see that there's a temporary water supply schedule. What exactly is that? Explain that to me.
All right. In light of the challenges that have been identified and verified by the Met Office, the reduction in the amount of rainfall and the consequential reduced availability of the resources, we still are called upon to manage the resources that we have available to us. To this end, what we have done, we have developed, and as early as this morning, Mr. Epsa will speak to it at some point, well, during the discussion. We have developed and published some new supply schedules that speaks to the delivery of service against what is available, right? The process, what is different about where we are at this point and what we're working on is that the expectation is that it could be updated every Friday or published every Friday, and part of that is so that the customers outside will have an appreciation of what the changes are and what the expectations should be, right? So the customer side of that is that we're now letting you know and updating it as and when what is available and what is your expected schedule so that planning can happen. The other side of that is that we as an organization, the people on the ground and in front, we will be looking at the delivery and ensuring that the information, providing the feedback to ensure that what we commit to deliver, we deliver, and any changes that need to be made along the way, because the supply is, until the rain begins to fall, the supply keeps the available water keeps falling away. And the expectation and the intention is to try to, in as real a time as possible, and in a coordinative, communicative attempt, try to speak to the people and get the feedback so that we understand what we're delivering and hear from you what challenges we have, right? That is the expectation as it relates to the schedule, and these schedules are island-wide.
Right, Ms. Webster, tell us a bit about the actual schedule itself. Does that mean these are the times that persons can expect to have pipe-borne water coming in the pipes, or this is the time where water will be passing around and just distributing extra water in your tank if you need? Give us an overall picture of what this temporary supply schedule does for members in the community.
Right, so if you see that the schedule says it starts at 6, it means that at 6 a.m. you will have that supply available to you at your homes. Tradition. Yes.
So that's true, you know, the traditional pipes.
Through your pipes,
right,
yes.
Your pipes. So
through your pipes.
is this that so that persons can begin to prepare for how they want to manage the water that is supplied? Tell us a bit about that, and what are you advising? Is it that during these times, persons should ensure that their tanks are being filled up, that pumps are working? Tell us exactly what this means for how you should manage the scarce water resources that we have on the island right now.
And I'm glad that you said that, because we want to also reiterate that it's a collaborative effort. While WASA do their part, we as consumers, because WASA employees are also consumers, that we also do our part within our homes, and that means managing or the resources, the limited resources that is available to us via the schedule. So yes, conservation messages, when you're doing your laundry, when you're doing your shower, when we have a habit when we're brushing our teeth, we tend to leave the pipe on. Take it off, brush your teeth, take shorter showers, wash with full loads. In the kitchen, the same thing happen. Also, when you try to not wash your vehicle every day if you don't have to. And those type of measures is what we tend to try as mechanisms to help us in terms of managing the water. And as Mr. Williams said, we are running the schedule or revising the schedule based on what the customer response unit feedback they are getting on the outside, and also what the technical officers are saying, whether they have missed schedules or failed schedules.
Right. And even as I see here, you know, sometimes there may be a water supply that goes from Thursday to Sunday, or even Monday 6 a.m. to Tuesday 6 a.m. So what does that say for the rest of the week?
That's the day
that the water, you will still have water, but just the supply would be lower?
That's the day you will be receiving supply within that space.
Okay, so for the rest of the week, no water, we have to use the tank? Explain.
Let me see if I can speak to the schedule. What happens? The expected, if you look at the schedule, you see Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So there will be 3 days. So Monday to Tuesday, because if you look at it, the schedule start to schedule end. So Monday 6 to Tuesday 6, Wednesday 6 to Thursday 6, Friday 6 to Saturday 6 in the first instance. You would have raised a point earlier that I want to spend a minute with. The expectation, I just want to expand on it, please. If it says from 6 to 6, it's the valving operation, the internal WASA mechanisms, the machinery, will be doing what they have to do in advance to ensure that. So it's not that we put in all the water at 6 from a valving standpoint, because water is such, right? The hydraulics is such that you turn it on here, and there are a number of different things to happen on the journey from opening the valve to getting to the customer. So one of the things that will be very closely monitored at this point here will be the duration, the time you take in between the valving operation and a majority of the customers receiving a supply, right? I want to also say one of the challenges that we have in Tobago from a water distribution and a scheduling standpoint is the elevation, especially as you head east, right? There are customers on the flat and there are customers on the hillside. And invariably, the challenge usually is to get water to the more elevated customers, especially while the schedule starts and everybody using downstairs at the same time. Included in the process that we have rolled out and we're going to be managing very closely in conjunction with the customers is an identification of the customers at the extremity. For example, in Speyside, there are some people, the Edwards, and they live into the tippy top of Lucyville. And in sending water to Speyside, the challenge might be to get to the customers high up. The intention and the expectation, and part of this process will be the monitoring of the schedules and making a determination on whether we should, the 4, 5, 6 customers, getting water to them via the scheduled PD system might be a little difficult, so we identify these people and we truck to them as the schedule is in progress. So we're saying these 4 customers here, we normally have to leave it an additional 12 hours for them to get. We take them off it and we truck to them while the schedule is in operation.
Right. So for those persons who usually would still have difficulty with the water supply, either way, there's the truck one supply to
yes. And we are trying to ensure that we have management data and information that speaks to what is in the given moment under the given conditions, because the conditions affect what we are able to deliver at any given point in time. Right? What is going on at the source, what is going on the system. So this is a collaborative effort amongst all the the people producing the water at the river, the people who have to guarantee the reliability of the pipeline from by the plant to the people fixing the leaks, the systems people who have to do the manipulation to get the water to the customer, and finally the customer service people who will be making the calls and collecting the feedback and plugging that back into this so that we can make sure that the cycle in terms of a collaborative approach to ensuring, one, that people get water and information and / data about challenges that would have been experienced during the attempting to fill the schedule, we collect it and we do the necessary mitigating measures to make sure that we speak to it.
Right. And this is happening straight up until December, Christmas time, usually that time when persons are doing all those activities that require them to have a steady supply of water. Is it possible that they may be returning to some state of normalcy before December? And how are we sure that this would be in December? Would there be a reassessment that may come and you might say, well, this has to be extended to April, or how? So talk to us a bit about that.
If the rain comes down while we're sitting here and the flows return to normal, we announce, listen, if the flows have gotten to where they are, and we adjust this to. So the process, the duration of the process will be driven by the availability, the atmospheric, the climatic conditions that speak to the availability and return to normalcy of the flows at the surface sources that at present is affecting our ability to sustainably deliver what we used to deliver. Right? There will be inconvenience, but because there are people who prior to now enjoy that 24/7 supply. And the challenge has always and will always be managing expectations. We're human. And after someone starts getting water 24/7, first thing happens is that the tanks go out of commission and other things. And you find that when that day is missed, it affects your ability to function the way that you have grown accustomed to functioning. So the intention is, one, to communicate officially now that changes are happening based on availability, and to two, tell you what the changes are and how they impact you. Finally, the third part of the communication cycle is to collect the information as it relates to the supply that was promised in a certain time, under certain parameters, to ensure that what it is met, and if it wasn't, we do what is necessary to tighten or slacken the schedule and put the mitigating and supportive actions in place, like water trucking.
Right. Ms. Webster, tell us a bit about where persons can find the schedules if they want to access the schedule. We know that we currently have these schedules uploaded on the Tobago Updates Facebook page. If you want to access it, you can go there and see it. But where can persons access these official temporary water supply schedules?
Right. As of today, the schedules are currently on our Facebook page. It will also be on our WASA website, which is www.wasa.gov.tt. It will also be available in physical copies to all area representatives within the Tobago region, and also the MP office for both Tobago West and Tobago East beginning from today. So most of them will have it already digitally. Where we have our teams en route. By tomorrow, all those schedules will be physically received by all the offices within the Tobago sphere.
Tell us a bit about the drive currently to make persons aware of this water schedule. I mean, we know you're here today, you're talking about it, but there still might be somebody who say, well, I had no clue, I never hear, right? So what is part of the drive to ensure that Tobagonians are aware of the temporary water supply schedule?
Right, so that lies also, that's messaging, and that lies in the customer response unit and also our department where we share conservation messages, and the customer response unit, while they are out there, they also share information as well. So we're not only doing it we are by foot, and also through socials we are sharing the information and using the Tobago House of Assembly, schools, we in schools doing conservation outreach, and we also share that message with children to share. We also may want to ramp up our community engagement, which we will have done in the past. We want to revamp that exercise to ensure that the communities are well informed in a timely manner, in a transparent manner, as it relates to any activities as it relates to the Water and Sewage Authority.
Excellent. So those field officers are out there making persons
customer
aware.
responses, and also on the operations side we have the technical officers. They are tasked with that duty in different districts to do so.
Excellent. And Mr. Williams, even as we wrap up our discussion this morning, is there anything you want to tell Tobagonians as it pertains to how to manage the scarce resources of water that we have now?
Yeah. Good morning, Tobago. We find ourselves in a place at this time of year that is new. It's not new for us as Tobagonians, but it's new for us at this time of year. And it's a difficult sell to look outside and see everything green and to see rain falling and hearing we don't have any water. Yesterday, the exercise yesterday, the visiting and standing in the river and sharing was an exercise to give some sensitization to the public to the challenges that we face. Notwithstanding, we at WASA are committed to ensuring that we do our best, to ensuring that we provide you with a level of supply that is commensurate with what is available, right? And equitable as we can under the given circumstances to ensure that we bring you a supply. Having said that, it is incumbent upon us all to do our individual and collective parts to ensure that we are part of the conservation drive until things, and maybe even beyond, until things return to normal. While on this side, we are ensuring we get the leaks down, optimize the operations at the plant, schedule and manage to ensure that we transmit and distribute as optimally as we can. Or each of us as citizens of the Republic have a responsibility to ensure that on the customer side, that the infrastructure and by extension the activities help assist in the process until we come across on the other side of what exists at this point. And for your role, which I'm sure is ongoing, because it was instructive to hear the THA and the reporters. It was instructive for them to see the responses when we went down to the river. Right? It was important to us as an organization to share that with you, the public, because collaboration is we could only do this if we do it together. So I'm asking that we continue to work together until we get on the other side of this, and until then, our doors remain open, and we expect that we will continue to keep holding our feet to the fire so that we deliver on what our mandate is. I thank you.
Excellent. And even as we close off the discussion, Giselle, there may be persons who have those water emergencies, situations that even though the water is off, there's a situation where there's a dire need for water. Can you remind us of those numbers to call for WASA if, possibly you have one of those commercial properties that require water between a certain time and there isn't any water?
All right, so our number is 639-6850 or 639-6853 or 639-9272. And most persons have my number. Most persons also have Mr. Williams' number that is shared publicly, that we can, like, let's say the Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association, if hoteliers need assistance, they have the technical officer's number. They can call its call center, retrieve those numbers, and we will also be sharing those numbers with those key stakeholders so that they can, in those situations, they can be addressed in a timely manner.
Excellent. We want to thank you guys so much for coming on this morning and giving us that clarity as it pertains to the temporary water supply schedule and how you are managing these low water levels during this time. Guys, this morning we have a pre-recording that we're about to show, but after that we wrap the show this morning. So I want to thank you in advance for being a part of this morning's discussions. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Now enjoy our pre-recorded segment.
People strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun.
Hair goals, we've got 'em. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies.
Good morning and welcome back to Tobago Updates. We are in the middle of Restaurant Week, and to celebrate and commemorate this week, we are here at the Brown Cow Restaurant in Crown Point, Tobago. I don't know about you guys, but the ambience here is very cozy, very intimate, perfect for couples. I guess also your bestie as well, but we're here with Chef Zenon and we're going to go into what he has in store for us here at Restaurant Week for 2025. Welcome, Zenon.
Thank you, Renessa. Thanks for having us.
Now, before we go into all the juicy details of what Restaurant Week is about, I want to ask you, what was the inspiration behind establishing Bronco?
Bronco Restaurant actually is named after literally a cow that I met some years ago at Crown Point Beach Hotel. I was the executive chef there, and there was a cow that lived next door to the hotel in the empty lot there, and a pit bull, and these two animals befriended each other. And long story short, I named it after this cow that everybody thought was quite fascinating to see them together. And it's not the name of the drink, or some people think it's a steakhouse, or it's actually was named after a cow. So
Well, that is interesting because the first time I heard about your restaurant, I was like, brown cow. Okay. And I think that's also part of the marketing strategy as well. If someone hears the name of the restaurant is brown cow, it really draws you in. Now, part of Restaurant Week is showcasing the chef's culinary arts. But before we go there, I want you to tell us and the viewers what makes brown cow stand out compared to the other restaurants here on the island of Tobago.
Why do we stand out? I think it's because of our our outlier, the type of cuisine that we offer. It's how should I say, a fusion of international and local concepts and ideas. So I love traditional cuisines from Japan, sorry, from different European countries and South American as well too. But at the same time, our local food is quite unique, and I'm very fascinated with our own food. So, the combination of the two, I think, is what sets us apart from everyone.
Awesome. Now I know Tobago is primarily based on tourism, and a part of our tourism means we also showcase our culinary foods or culinary art. Do you believe that during Restaurant Week, our chefs are able to truly showcase their talents?
Honestly, I think it's a very good opportunity too, but unfortunately, I don't think that most of the chefs, they go this direction. They, how should I say, maybe play it safe, I think, during this time, unfortunately, which is a little sad to say. I think that we could, chefs could showcase more than playing it safe at this time. These are opportunities, Valentine's Days, other opportunity, Restaurant Week, when they have this time, you use that opportunity to showcase, but I think, over the years, I've noticed that, a lot of chefs have become a little more reserved, and the artistry is, sort of going back a little bit. Not saying that we don't have the talent here. The talent is there, but I think that we're playing a little bit safe now, and maybe for good reason as well. So I can understand how things are, the times are, and as we I guess in our conversation, I would like to share with you what may have caused it as well.
So you mentioned culinary talent. I want you to tell us about what culinary talents and what we are going to see in Restaurant Week here from Bronco. Are there any special promotions that will be going on throughout this week for Bronco?
Yes. So we decided this year also, like others, to play it a little safe. But for me, I love competition. So whenever these opportunities do come by, I take it as a competition, and I get myself excited, I get my team excited, and we would showcase these in the food, in the menu, the new menu, whatever that we put out. So this year it's a bit twofold, in that I did play it a little safe, in that the main menu for the Restaurant Week is our makimono sushi menu, and this is something that we have on our menu, but it's not offered during the dinner service. So I decided to offer it during the dinner service because guests always come and they ask, and when can we have this? Why we can't have it now? And so I said, okay, I'm gonna come out a little bit. We're gonna have it offered along with our regular menu. So that's playing it safe, and I've also used the opportunity. This is not part of the Restaurant Week's menu, but I decided to start with something brand new, a fried rice menu, a yakimishi and kakiage, which is Japanese fried rice and mixed fried vegetables. So it's something I'm trying to launch this week as well, using the opportunity as guests, they come by, for the Restaurant Week's menu, to highlight this new menu that I'm offering, this fried rice menu.
So you mentioned that you're using this week in particular to market and to brand yourself to your customers. What are some of the new things that you will be placing on your menu here for Restaurant Week? Do you think that there should be more of this outside of Restaurant Week, that you are able to bring in that influx of customers, especially when we're talking about tourism and Tobago, especially as it relates to its culinary arts?
Absolutely. I do think that we could do a lot more, and I think that the people at Restaurant Week, in particular, Trinidad and Tobago Restaurant Week, could play a more active role in getting to know Tobago in particular, the restaurants, the demographics, it's quite unique to Trinidad, and getting to know the restaurants themselves in particular. Like when guests come to my restaurant, I try to get to know them. If I see you a second time or third time, I'm gonna know your name. So when you come by, and the food that you like and you may not like, so I can approach you, I can have that relationship with you. And I think that we can the Trinidad and Tobago Restaurant Week and the THA and the general governing body of Trinidad as well too, they could play a more active role in fostering this type of relationship with restaurants and the industry at large.
Now, with the rollout of Restaurant Week, I'm sure that there are some challenges that you would face or chefs would face here in the Tobago space. Can you highlight some of what those challenges are?
Yes, I believe a couple of the challenges would be a cost factor. Another factor I think would be some of the chefs may feel a bit, this opportunity would be a little bit of a waste for them, because for me, for instance, I'll speak for myself now, and maybe I don't know others, they may share the same sentiments, but I would sweat and toil and get my team excited, get all this, and to figure out, this fantastic menu for my guests to come to participate in, and how it would be received afterwards, how the work that we put in it and what we get back from it. I don't think that it's I think it's a bit maybe not wasted, but not as appreciated as I would envision it to be. I would like it to be. I'm not sure if other chefs feel this way, but I do feel sometimes it's not as as I say, it's a bit maybe you're wasting the opportunity or the time when we could be doing other things. So for myself, I would play it. I played it a little safe this rounds. I highlighted one of my current menus, my sushi menu, and I use the opportunity at the same time because I love competition, as I mentioned. I love getting excited when these times come by. So it was difficult for me to. Yes, I had to. It's a business and I gotta make. I have to make money and everything, but it's still. I'm a chef. I need to. I felt that the need to still do something more. So the menu, the restaurant week menu was our sushi menu, but I used it to also introduce a new fried rice menu. Something a little different as well. So
I'm excited for you with this fried rice menu. I'm interested to see how that would play on your guests as the week goes by. Now, I know a part of Restaurant Week relies heavily on you and your team. Can you tell us what the preparations are like leading up to Restaurant Week? Is it chaos? Is it cool and calm? What is it like?
Yes, actually the first day is, and from my recollection, every time we took part in anything, any new menu that we launched, the first day is always a bit crazy, and we're trying to how things are going to be set up and stuff like that, so, and then as the days goes by, it's kind of settled down until the very last day, and then when the last day reaches, like, oh, we're done now, and then it's we're back to the so we get excited, it builds up, and then it kind of comes back down. I think it we could have a little more patronage during the time as well, and I guess as I said before, the involvement of the Restaurant Week team and THA as well too. I guess they could help out, and other in restaurants and the industry to get to that position, where we would feel more comfortable and we would, be more willing to, get excited. This year, I think in Tobago, there's only 4 restaurants, I think it is, that took part in it. And, I think that says a little bit about some of the challenges and the issues that we may be faced with.
So it's a matter of ensuring that Tobago as well understands the importance of Restaurant Week, and there should be more being done outside of Restaurant Week to get that patronage into all of our restaurants, to have more persons participating.
Yes. I think we need to pay attention to what we have here right now. How clean that we keep our surroundings, and just the industry in Tobago. It's everyone, we love to come to Tobago for the the natural, the seas and the these things, but the entertainment part of it, this is what we are in. This needs to be a little more emphasized. We need to look at this, and really, what can I do, to make that difference, to make that change. And we this is what we do at Brown Cow. We tried our best. What can I do to make a difference, to excite my guests when they come here? So yes, it's a it's a business. We into